Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Deep Talks. We're back in it. Oh, you're not Clarice.
You know what? I think we're gonna be friends.
Don't do that.
Oh no. Do you have me to add it that way?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. You want me to do that for you? Well, I don't know if we got time, but
No, it doesn't have to be now. That's fine. I could be Clarice for today.
yeah. No, I'll do it for you next time. But yeah, what I do is I take your Instagram. By the way, your Instagram changed.
I think I changed the name. It's just GA.
GAM.
Yeah, just GAM.
But before it was Jilly Boy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Gilly Boy 76.
Yeah, exactly. But and then for me, I was just like, I don't know if that's your current one because I couldn't find it as Gilly Boy, but I checked it in our old podcast that we did, Twin Chickens podcast. There it is.
Yeah, it switches.
GAM. It did it automatically on the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually sick.
I didn't have to change anything.
That's actually really, really sick.
Yeah, it freaked me out. By the way, I told you about 76, right?
No.
Dude, okay. Well, first, I'll lead off with that. First of all, welcome back, everybody, to Deep Talks. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. By the way, we do have a tip link available. If there's anything you guys want to shout out to us or if you want to give a shout out to anyone in the show, by all means, the tip link is always available 24/7. We will do live shout outs on every single podcast. And if you have any questions, by all means, we can, in general, any kind of questions, we will answer them on the show. In any case, 76.
Yeah.
Dude. That number, I told you. I made a song a long time ago called Club 76. Do you remember that?
Fuck. No, I don't remember.
This is back in the old band with Hedda and Jesse.
You made a song called 76?
Club 76.
Club 76.
That number, 76, I didn't know was going to haunt me from that day forward.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just hot. Why?
Okay, I don't know why. But it's every time I look at anything,
Yeah.
it's 76. So
So maybe that's just your number.
I think so. So what ended up happening was that obviously I made a song a long time ago called Club 76. Most recently, there was a Fallout game that happened like a couple years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
That was Fallout 76.
Yep.
And my thing has always been like, why that number?
Right.
Why? It could be any fucking number.
But it's 76.
That is 76. So I made it so that I started documenting it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to show people that I'm not crazy, that this number is actually following me.
Yeah.
So I did. At Palmer's, there's a bar here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, called Palmer's. I think it's called Palmer's. It doesn't matter. There's a sign that has a number on it. It has two numbers. Guess what those numbers are?
76.
Yep.
Jeez, really?
And I have not license plates. Your Instagram handle is 76, right?
Oh.
Not only that, every time I think it's probably my car, but when I turn on the car for weather, just like to check the weather or whatever, the dashboard for like how much gas I have.
Yeah.
76.
Do you think that's the age you're going to die?
Probably.
It's just giving you a sign you're going to die at 76?
I thought I was going to die a lot earlier, to be honest.
I feel like every kid thinks that.
You know?
I used to think that. I'm like...
No, I feel that. I feel like I am. I feel like I am because I have a back issue that's just progressively getting a lot worse that I just need to go treat, you know?
Yeah.
I have like mental problems that I should have gotten resolved a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like small signs of dementia.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
I think so.
Does it run in your family?
No. My
Not at all?
dad's still sharp as a fucking tack. Everyone, even all of my like older relatives and siblings, they're still like that. Not siblings, aunts and uncles, shit like that.
So it's just starting with you?
I think so. I mean, there's just like small things that like I talked about it in the Twin Chickens podcast, but it's the fact of like when I go outside, I forget my keys.
Yeah.
How could you forget your keys? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Things that are like so rooted in our nature that if you're gonna leave outside, you need your shoes.
Right.
You need your pants.
You forget your shoes?
Sometimes.
You forget your pants?
Well, here's what it is. It takes normally, you know, when you're about to leave the house, it takes you probably 5 minutes. Get your keys close and you're fucking.
Yeah, it's like a routine. Like what
it
I
takes
do
me
basically.
30 minutes to get out of a house sometimes.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That happens to me too, though. It's like I'm rooted with socks. Put my socks on, go first.
Yep.
Then my pants.
Yep.
Then my shirt. Yep. Then the jacket, sweatshirt, whatever, hat. And then I'll walk out and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot something. So I'll run back in.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back out, get in the car, down the block. Fuck, I forgot this other thing.
Yep.
Come all the way back.
But
and it'll be like 2 or 3 times.
Are you distracted? Like, are you actually like watching your phone, or are you actually paying attention to what you're doing? Because I found out I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing.
Ooh.
I'm distracted.
No, I don't think. I think I'm forgetful, and my aunt told me that it's common. It's our family.
Really?
That we all forget. We're just like, I don't know why. It's just the Menjivar family that we all forget something, and I'm like, damn, that's so true.
Well, I thought it was rooted.
It's to the point where she leaves the door unlocked because she knows I'm going to come back.
Really?
Yeah. She knows as I'm going to the car, she leaves the door unlocked because I immediately get out the car, run back to go get something.
You know exactly that.
She already knows me. It's just like, I'm like, oh, I forgot something.
Yeah, it was like,
She's
fucking course. Here it comes back again.
Yeah, I was just like, damn it. I just look like a dumbass. I'm like, fuck.
See, and that's what I thought. Like, to me, I thought it was early signs of dementia. But anyway, back to 76.
Yeah.
I started documenting this number, and I don't know why it keeps falling. It keeps coming up. Even on a fader, you know how like I have like numbers here?
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll just like, I'll look it up to see like where it's peaking sometimes, and it'll be like 76.
That's
like,
scary, actually.
Why the fuck? So I started documenting it to just show people like, I'm not fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Blake, my synth player,
Yep.
his license plate is 76.
That's so weird. That is so fucking weird that you have that number. Maybe it is a thing. You're going to die at 76.
Probably. I just wanted to let you know, like, it's this one of these phenomenons I can't explain.
Right. And
It's
that's
just
weird.
this thing, you know?
I feel like, what do they people call it? Like an angel number?
What is that?
I don't know what that is. I don't really know. I remember somebody threw it out there one time. They're like, that's your angel number. That's a sign. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? They're throwing out fucking numbers at me? What is that? And I'm supposed to figure it out? Like,
I guess.
Cool.
But you don't have a number like that follows you around, or you just constantly see more than others? Or, like, not even numbers. It could be a sign of anything.
Yeah, like McDonald's. Dude, there's a sign. There's that sign hits me every time. McDonald's. Like, what? I'm like, this is a sign by God. I gotta stop and get me a fucking frappe. But no, I mean, I've never really realized if there's a number or anything like that.
You know what I mean?
No.
I thought it was like everyone has this thing, is what I'm trying to say. I wasn't sure it was just me.
That's weird though. And you're documenting it?
Yeah.
That's fucking
I can show
weird.
you them later. It's on my phone.
That's weird. That is fucking trippy though.
Yeah.
You know, so we did the last podcast, right?
Yeah.
And somebody hits me up on Snapchat saying, oh, that's crazy that you put yours up before I put my podcast out.
What do you mean?
And I was just like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm making a podcast.
Oh.
And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. You know, like that's what's up.
Does he watch
He's
our
like,
show?
I don't know if they're there or not, but they're just like, I would like to come see your setup. So I offered them to come today. Or tomorrow. I was like, yeah, I think Sunday works if you want to come and see how we have it.
And by the way,
set up.
we had to record this. It doesn't matter to you guys, obviously, because it'll be still on the same time. But yeah, we had to change it up because got a big
schedule
rehearsal thing happening tomorrow. But anyway.
Dirty plug, shameful plug.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming into the ground. Anyway.
So he goes, he's like, oh yeah, I would like to see this. And he's like, well, you got competition now. And I'm just like, yo, I was just like, I thought to myself,
he told
me that. He messaged me. He's like, oh, you got competition now.
Right. He doesn't know that it's actually me doing like running the whole
You're running the whole thing. Yeah, I was just like, I looked at him and I'm like, yo, I just do it for fun, you know. It's not like, because he's talking about like paying his guests coming on. And then he's got a follower coming up that has like 80,000 fucking followers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea.
And I'm like,
he's doing it. By the way, he's doing it right. I just don't know what he's doing.
Big guests like that?
Yeah, that's how I was able to get the other podcast, Twin Chickens Up. That's the mentality.
To have special guests come in here.
Yes, get your friends first. Get anyone who basically, not a ringleader. Let's put it this way. If you, in your family, you are like the one that everyone like responds to. You're like the one that talks to everybody in your family, for example. So I'd be talking to you. I'd invite you to the podcast because you have a connection to everyone there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Essentially, once that's there, you enclose a circle, and then you find somebody else who is interesting, who is enthusiastic, who you like. Obviously, it's not just like grab somebody off the street that you don't even know.
Yeah, no. I think that would be fun though. To just have a random stranger come on and just be like, "Tell me." I think it'd be cool because it's like, "Oh, tell me your story." Yes. Like, tell me what
it would be cool, but I first need to know who they are because they're coming into my house.
I guess that's true. Like,
but besides that, yes, I like your concept. Yeah. I like your concept.
Where it's like a homeless dude, like, yo, tell me your story. How did you get to this point? What is it like at this?
Yeah,
because I don't feel like every homeless person is the same.
No, and they're not. And a lot of homeless people, which is a very interesting thing, just even talking about this. A lot of homeless people choose to be homeless.
They choose to be homeless.
They choose to be homeless.
That's tough.
Think about it this way. Imagine if everything in your life fell apart right now, right?
Yep.
You lost your dad. You lost your house. You lost your mom. You don't have a job. Your
Yeah.
tow truck company they're like, hey, man, we found something in your paperwork and we just can't hire you anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have a proof of income, whatever the hell.
Right.
And they let you go.
Yeah.
And now you're like, fuck, who do I turn to? I lost my family. Or maybe you still do have your family, but you feel like, not sad.
Pride.
But yeah.
It's almost pride.
Why would I tell you?
Right.
And that's why people go out to do this. Most people, some people obviously don't have a choice. Some people are homeless, and there is a huge epidemic of that.
Yeah.
But a lot more people that I have, from what I've heard from different podcasts, from different people, from actual homeless people, from like just, from podcasts, they're like, no, I choose to be homeless.
So they're just, okay.
Because one thing too, I had a cousin that worked at a bank.
Yeah.
And he made, or he saw this homeless guy regularly come in, depositing shitloads of money.
Really?
He had a bank account of like over 2,000 or 200,000. Sorry.
Fuck. You kind of always like, it's kind of hard to tell when you give people money like that. I was like, who do you actually give it to?
You give it to whoever you want to.
Yeah.
That's your choice as a human being. Don't think about it, what's going to happen after.
Yeah.
Just give it to, if you in your heart are like, this person doesn't even have food, he doesn't even have shoes.
Yeah.
I want to help him out. Do it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're like, I don't know if I should or not. That's up to you.
Do you think like you should feel that gut feeling inside?
What do you mean?
Like, oh, I don't know if I should give it to them because they seem like they're well off. Then you just go with that gut feeling of like, don't give it to them.
Most of the times I'm like, there's a lot, because of the epidemic that happened with COVID and like this people not being able to pay their houses, obviously, because there's a lot of things happening right now currently in the world. People are more homeless now. I shouldn't say that. There's
people are struggling more.
Yeah, there's a lot more homeless people right now currently.
Yeah.
But the main thing is like, if I give one homeless guy $1 and then I make a turn, I'm out of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how many more homeless people do I have to give money to?
Yeah. I think it's tough because the other day I saw this homeless guy with like a nice ass phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I'm like, this dude's begging on the streets for days and days and he has a nice ass phone. He has a better phone than I do. So I was just like, what the fuck? And then a couple days later, I see another homeless guy just gets his food and I'm like, oh man, I might give him a couple dollars so he can eat the next day. Gets an Uber.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, that's nuts to me.
By the way,
I don't have Uber.
Have you ever seen an attractive homeless person?
No.
I have.
Have you actually?
Just
what?
one. There was one chick that looked like she was straight out of college.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I asked her, hey, I don't understand.
Right.
What happened? And she's like, this is just my life. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm really homeless right now. Can you help me out? And I'm like, I just don't get it.
Right.
To me, it doesn't make sense. Like, anyone could fall, obviously. But I've never seen an attractive homeless person like that begging for money. It just didn't make sense to me. Maybe they were hitchhiking. Possibly that could be a thing. I don't know.
Road traveling.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so weird. I don't know. I've never thought of that. Of seeing like an attractive. Usually, you just see dirty
just
mud
bones.
and then
No
teeth.
Yeah.
They're just yelling at something. I'm like, man.
Spare change. Well, actually, I do usually give my money. I don't know if you've seen this, but I mean, usually if there's a four-way stop, it's just so terrible. There's a four-way stop, and usually they're I think that sometimes they're in the same party. I would say they just split up. So in a four-way stop, there's one guy at your side, and on the other side there's another guy, right?
Yeah.
And they're both promoting doing this stuff.
Yep.
There's one over here in Roseville where this guy is like playing a guitar and actually like has a talent.
Yeah.
And is making me laugh. He's got a little horn. It's like doot doot.
Really? So he's going like full out band.
Yeah.
Like.
That's the guy. I was just like, I don't know what's going on with you. Take it.
Yeah. Why don't you give him an
laugh.
opportunity?
Yeah.
Join your band. Why not? Why not? Dude, this dude might be like the fucking next best thing, All he's got is time. He's got time to practice. He'll probably listen to you if you're just like, hey, learn this song. What else does he have to do?
You're right.
Yeah. You never thought of, like, And then,
no,
then you can pay them cheap. for any show money that you make, you're just like,
Some
yo,
fucking
here.
Whoppers.
Yeah, you're just like, here you go, here's your cut. I mean, if you're that
Give him the fucking milk.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, here you go. Like, here you go, homeless man. This is your pay for the week. I don't know. It's one of those tough situations.
I don't trust people. That's my thing. Like, yes, I will help you out at a distance, but I don't trust people in general.
Yeah,
you just never know.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
I can never imagine that. Can you imagine being homeless?
Yeah, I've actually I was on the verge of being homeless.
When?
A long time ago, when I was at I was living with my sister, and I wasn't able to pay my half of the rent. I was really struggling. This is before I started my business.
Okay.
This is way before that.
Okay.
But I was asking my sister, like, hey, I'm really in a bind. I need to do something. I was working at Supas at the moment. And I was like, I need to do something to, like, get myself out of here. I don't have any money for this week. Could you spare me $20? And she said yes, but she never did. And for me, I was just like, after this week, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to get paid at this day, and hopefully I do, and I did. But I was just like, if I can't get paid, I don't want any of those troubles to fall onto them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll probably get a loan, but I don't have a place to stay. And obviously, it would just be really disrespectful for me to still ask them for money and then just stay there with the promise of paying them back, just putting myself more in debt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like I had nowhere else to go, and like, oh no, actually, it was this. It was when we were gonna leave that apartment to go to, because they were gonna go find a house.
Yep.
Which is where they live at.
Yep.
And they told me that we were going to go look at houses, brokerages with John's cousin, who is an agent for all that shit.
Oh, that's nice.
So we were gonna go together. That was the plan. So that, because I didn't have a place to go after that. They have options because not only were they were currently married at the time, they're newlyweds. They have joint income, so they're able to,
look for a house.
And they were prepared for that.
They were planning for it. Yeah.
At that time, I was now I did start my business, but now it's a tail end of, like, our lease is about to end for the apartment.
Yeah.
I need to figure out where am I going to live.
Yeah.
Right. So in between this time, they go out when I'm at work, and they go talk to John's cousin, the agent, without me. And I'm like, it would have been great to go. And I was obviously working on my credit, so they knew my situation, but they don't know. I don't know the odds. I don't know, like, how can you say that I can't get a house without giving me a chance?
Right.
Without, like, letting me go with you.
Right.
So obviously they needed to go do their own thing. But from that day, I learned on, I can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
I needed help. I was on the verge like that. If I couldn't find a place to stay, luckily I did. I stayed at my mom's.
Yep.
That's where I was currently living at until I got my new place.
Did you feel like that was a setback?
Huge.
You feel like, damn, going back to my mom's house was like the one thing you didn't want to do was like the last option?
Yes and no. Yes, because it was a setback that I was trying to. I felt like I could have had a place on my own, like place of my own, if I went with them to go apply for the get approved for a house and all that stuff. But I didn't know the steps. I was going with them so that they could guide me.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was going there to figure all this shit out, and at the end of the day, they took those first steps, and they were just flying. They were cruising, and I'm like, hey, I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna go.
Yeah, they were leaving me behind. Fuck. Dude, do you think, like, there should be an age where somebody should have their own place? I feel like there's almost a stigma of, like, when you're like 21, 22, you should already have your own place. You shouldn't be living with your parents, and you should already be sustaining yourself.
Again, I think it comes to yes and no, because, for example, if you're not taught anything by the time you're at that age, you're not gonna know how to take care of the house, because the house is yours.
Right.
You could rent it for sure, but it's still your responsibility. If you are still taught everything and you don't have that money, there's so many equations that go into that. So many complications that go into it. My main thing is, yes, at a certain point, you need to have your own house or your own living space. That's what's more important.
How old do you think?
I would say, like, probably after college, so like either 25 or 26. Usually.
Okay. So I'm still in the safe zone.
You're in the good.
I'm in the safe zone.
There's nothing wrong with that. By the way, I made more money staying at my mom's house than being at my sister's.
Yes, and that's one of the things I feel like people like don't understand. It's like, if you go back to your parents, you save a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
It's like you save a lot
There is
of money.
nothing wrong with that.
And I'm like, that's one of the things where people are like, oh, you don't have your own place. You don't live. and it's like, yeah, I don't have my own place, but I got a stack of money. I'm like, what? I'm like, money talks at the end of the day.
I mean, the thing is, like I said, you can have all this money, but you need to be able to figure out how to make it work for you, right?
Yeah.
So, like, getting approved for a house, how do you do that? Well, I've gone through all the steps. Like I said, I failed at everything because I wasn't taught anything.
Yeah.
People that have houses can't even answer my fucking questions. That's how pissed off I was.
Yeah.
That I couldn't get help when I was asking for it because people have already done it. Mm-hmm. And that was what pissed me off. Like, I need help, and you're doing it. So what do I do? Like, well, you got to work your credit. Well, like, okay, it's done. Now what else? Oh, well, you got to get an insurance agent. Well, why couldn't you just set me up with all that shit?
Or then get improved, and then you have to have the house checked over.
But that's fine because, like, then I could have done that. You know what I mean? But everyone I asked had no clue.
They didn't. I mean, it's. I think for our situation, our parents don't even know what to do. They just get a house and that's it. And that's
most parents. A lot of parents do know what to do. Because we live in the America situations, they do. The fuck?
It's a little crappy rap.
That's right.
Out of my pocket.
And in this time of America, it's a modernized period where we're made to live in a society that conforms to this kind of thing. Where people need to live in houses or need to live in other places, so they're not in the streets. So you need to work to do this and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Most people are taught these things. A lot of more American families are taught these principles at a very early age. Us, though, as Hispanics, we're survivors.
Yeah, that is true. I think that's actual fact.
Different mentality.
Yeah, it's a different mentality for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
No. When I was with my one of my ex-girlfriends, the most, like, not rich, but wealthy. Let's put it that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were wealthy. Were in the fact that, like, I never saw this side. This other side of, like, life. Oh, let's go to Red Lobster.
There's the other side of privilege.
Yeah, like, let's go to Red Lobster. Do you want to go to Florida? Just mow my lawn. Like,
oh, what? You know, for me, that first experience of looking at the other side of life with money was the fact that, like, I thought as a child, Great Moon Buffet was the top pinnacle tier of restaurants.
Same shit.
Where I was just like,
Great Moon Buffet is an Asian restaurant, by the way.
Yeah, it's this nice restaurant, and it's just like, this to me was like, this is where you make it. This is it. Like, I'm like, you finally made it when
and
you
to
come
me it
to
still
eat
is,
here.
Bro.
I
love it,
dude. And
wait, why haven't we gone to Great Moon Buffet together?
I know that's actually very true. I honestly, like,
the fuck,
after dating a couple women and just having to explore that nicer, fine life, I'm just like, holy shit,
it's wasted.
There's another side that I'm like, I wish I knew about. Like, why didn't nobody ever tell? It was almost uncomfortable,
isn't it?
To be like,
did you like, can I have another fry? Or whatever the fuck? And they're like, what the fuck? You just do it.
I've gone to a restaurant where they had somebody playing piano in the background music. Yeah. And I was just like, I knew I didn't fit in. People were staring at me, giving me like dirty glares, and I was just like, I don't fit in here.
And like, what's going on with your shoe game, man?
Yeah,
those off-whites.
I was just like, oh man. I was just like, this is terrible.
That's what I'm saying. And for me, it was just like, I wish we were taught this. This is what I'm struggling with right now, right?
Yeah.
Of trying to fight a system that I'm designed to fail. I'm designed to stay at this level of always working, never striving. I'm designed to be there.
Yeah.
And I hate that so much. You know how much, all the shit that I try to do.
Yeah.
Just to push myself forward.
Yep.
And to have mostly every other person out there not believe in me.
Yeah.
Tell me, oh, maybe this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. I was like, no, this is a way out.
Yeah.
For me, I don't have those opportunities, that knowledge, those resources that other people are just given to.
Yeah.
When I talked to my my tax broker, he referred me to someone that can actually help Hispanic people look for houses at the time when I was looking for a house.
Yep.
Gave me all the information I would ever need to get a house.
Also, they helped you.
They helped
you a
me.
lot.
But that's the same thing. That agent, he's an agent. He's a house retail agent.
Yeah.
That helps people get ready for their financial situation and get you ready to start looking for houses.
Yeah.
Get you into this mindset, habit, process.
Do you take opportunities when you meet people like that with networking?
Not only that, I become not friends, but family.
Yeah, you take advantage of the situation.
Like, I go in their houses and watch them while they're asleep.
Well, that's kind of... You're just like...
Yeah, like...
Answer my question, please.
No, it's because I hate the fact that I'm not... I look for this knowledge, and people have the answer. Yeah. And I hate that they have the answer, but I can't have it. And I'm looking for it. I need help.
Yeah.
I needed help looking for a house. I asked for it. I didn't get it from anyone until I got my taxes done. And then I had to do it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I asked someone about this. I'm trying to get a house. And then he preferred me to somebody else. And I had to do it. My sister didn't give me shit. My mom didn't know what the fuck to do. You know, all that. You know, it's like, it's not that they didn't. For my mom, it's her own thing. Obviously, she doesn't know the game.
Yeah.
She's married to someone who has a house, who has already been through that stuff. She doesn't know.
Right.
So I don't blame her for that. I blame the people that could have helped me and that didn't.
That's actually a solid point. I mean, do you plan to stay here then, to live for a while?
I mean, right now, to live for a while, yes. It's peaceful here.
Like in the U.S.?
No.
Because my game plan is, honestly, where people are always like, oh, you need like $20,000 in your bank account to finally start looking at a house to be like sustainable. I'm like,
yeah, but that's like when you look for a house, you're solid. You're
yeah,
there.
I'm at the point where I'm like, I kind of want to save money so I can build a house in El Salvador, right on the beach. It's fucking 10 times cheaper
Way
to just build
cheaper.
one. And eventually my plan is to live there, move back. I'm just like, I like the American dream. I'm fond of it. It's nice, but I don't think it's for me.
The American dream it's kind of funny because it's shifted as like, not immigrants, but people come here. The land of opportunity is so funny because the land, what it really means is the opportunity for jobs, in terms of opportunity, the basic thing is you come from a place of poverty to come here as, to find a better job, to actually to start making money, to, you know, all of this stuff, but to essentially work so much to get a house and then you did it.
Yeah.
That's the American dream, the original one. For me, I just saw the Squid Game, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but the whole concept is, what do you do with all that money? And at the end, I guess I can't really even talk about Squid Game if those people who haven't really watched it. But the main thing is, you have all this money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you stop living your dreams if you have all that money? For me, I saw it as like, even if I can't really talk about this too much, but too deep. But the main thing is, if I had all that money, I would be making things. I'd be fueling my passions. I'd be making movies.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have a better production for music.
Yeah.
I'd be hiring talent.
Yeah.
You know, I would be pushing myself forward. I wouldn't just get a house and that's it.
But then how long does that last because you have so much money? Eventually that passion has to die, doesn't it?
It doesn't.
Not at all.
I'm fueled by anger. I'm fueled by...
He's like, I'm a man.
Yeah.
I want things.
Yeah. No, I'm fueled by the idea that someone, a child, has more of an opportunity than me.
Yeah.
You know, that has like people that have played, that have made it as musicians.
Yeah.
So flawlessly, that have become actors like this, and I'm stuck. I can't, as much as I try to push forward, I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
People are just given things. I have to look for those things.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like there's always like a battle for it. Me and Evan were talking about this in our podcast. It's like, well, wouldn't you rather just discover those answers yourself? Like, no. Who wants to do all that work?
It's like you just want the cheat sheet.
Because it exists.
Yeah.
It exists.
Do you think that takes it away, though?
No.
Having the cheat sheet?
Because once I have the cheat sheet, now I can start doing things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
You're not going to be
stuck.
wasting around and like...
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
This is just a waste of time.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, fuck, just give me the answers already.
I just need the answers that people have. And it's bullshit. But like I said, if I find the answers, if I ever make it out of this, if I find the answers, I'm not telling Jack. I'm not telling nobody.
Really?
Nope.
So that you're not going to help anybody else that wants the answers?
Nope. Can't.
Why is that?
Because those answers, if they weren't given to me, they can't be given to you.
That's probably how other people feel then, too. That's why you haven't received the answers.
No,
because they don't want to tell you either. They're
possibly.
Like, you know what? Like, this took me a while to find.
But I'm fueled, like I said, I'm fueled by rage.
Right.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm always angry. I'm fueled by rage. So like, even if someone did give me something super small and simple that was like, oh, that's right, I should have done this. Of course, I'd be internally grateful, and I have been. Just the small things. Anyway, we went through a lot of stuff. Our timer did go off. And yes, Naruto is actually playing in the background if you guys saw it on Gilbert's thing. It's a little over brightness, but in any case, we wanted to do this little podcast because tomorrow I have a huge thing going on, and we wouldn't have time to go to do this. At least I don't think so. So at least we got to catch up on this podcast today. This was awesome.
Yeah.
We got to get you to your movie.
I know. My movie's going to start soon. Oh,
Yeah.
man. All right. The outro. We're going to do it. Listen to our podcast while you're showering, when you're taking a dump, while you're sleeping. Just play it as background noises. It doesn't have to be so serious. You don't have to really listen. I'm okay with it.
People listen to us sleeping.
I do. I listen to people sleep in podcasts.
Yeah.
Fall asleep. Give them the views. Give them the money.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, honestly, I love the Deep Talks podcast because this is just like, we just get to have fun.
Yeah.
And we will talk about more heavy hitting content because that's what the point of this podcast is. For now, it's just getting in the flow of things, and this is more of a spontaneous one. But either way, it was a good time.
I like this. I like this a lot.
Good
what would you do with all that money?
Really?
What would you do with it?
Okay, first of all,
before we do the outro out, how much would be satisfying?
That's a good question.
Throw the number out there.
45 million.
45 million?
That's all I need.
That's all you need?
It's not a lot. I know that.
Yeah.
But that's all I need.
45 million isn't a lot? Holy
not
shit. That's a lot of money.
That's not a lot.
Fuck.
Not
honestly,
in this day.
Realistically, I would honestly be happy with 100,000. I think 100,000 I could flip it easily.
100,000, yes, but I'm thinking about projects I'm working on. I'm thinking about location. I don't want to live here in the U.S. Obviously, we're talking about like where would I live.
Yeah.
I'd say Italy.
Oh.
I feel like that's where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
Or just even, and you know what I mean? I want to have that flexibility. But the thing is, I'm not just stuck there. I'm feeling the money is there to fuel my passion.
Yeah.
So I can do things. So I can, like I said, make movies. I could do things now, but it's going to be like on my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will, if I had 45 million, it's like just an oddball number. But like if I had money, I would be using it to fuel my projects and to fulfill my life.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I use $100,000 to buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. That's what's up.
To flip it.
Yeah.
Flip it out.
That's a good question, though. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. All right, then.
Yep.
Check us out next week, boys.
Peace. See you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm glad you came along, partner.